Let me tell you something nobody wants to admit. The system doesn't hate you. It loves you because you're the perfect customer. Think about it. If you're poor, you're unreliable. You can't pay consistently, you're a risk. The system has to chase you down for pennies. If you're rich, you're dangerous. You can opt out. You don't need the loans. You don't need the monthly payments. You can just leave. But if you're middle class, you're perfect. You earn enough to pay. You need enough to stay. You believe in the rules. The entire economic system is built around you, not for you, around you. And the fascinating part? Most people don't even see it. Let me show you why. Study hard, get a degree, find a good job, rent an apartment, then buy one, get a car, maybe two, build a career, upgrade your lifestyle as you go. This is called making it. Everyone around you is doing it. Your parents did it, your friends are doing it. It must be the right path. But here's what nobody tells you. This script isn't about freedom, it's about predictability. Look at what happens when you follow it. You get a job, steady income, finally some security. You rent an apartment, it's expensive, but you can afford it. You're an adult now. You finance a car. Everyone has car payments. It's normal. You get a credit card, just for emergencies. Then another one, for convenience. You upgrade your phone every 2 years. You need it for work anyway. You add subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, gym, meal kit, cloud storage, that productivity app you forgot about. At each step, you feel like you're moving forward. But let's zoom out. Your income arrives on schedule. Your expenses leave on schedule. Every month, the same dance. You're not building freedom, you're building consistency. And consistency is exactly what the system needs. Because here's the truth. Stability isn't safety. Stability is predictability. You can predict someone's behavior when their life runs on a fixed schedule, when their bills are due on the 1st, when their salary hits on the 15th. That predictability makes you valuable, not to yourself, to the system. Now, when I say the system, I don't mean some shadowy conspiracy. I mean banks, credit companies, employers, service providers, platforms, all of them operating on the same basic incentive, keep you paying. But here's the clever part. They don't force you, they nudge you. They make it easy to say yes, hard to say no, and normal to keep going. Let me show you how. You need a car. You don't have $10,000 in cash, no problem. Finance it, only $300 a month. You can afford $300, right? You need furniture. You can pay in installments, 0 interest for 12 months. Sounds like a good deal? You want to travel. Put it on the credit card. You'll pay it off soon. Everyone does this. Notice the pattern? The system never says you can't afford this. It says you can afford this monthly. And monthly payments feel small, manageable, responsible even. But here's what's actually happening. Every monthly payment is a chain. One link, not heavy, you barely feel it. But you add a car payment, a phone payment, student loans, rent or mortgage, insurance, subscriptions. Suddenly, you're wearing 10 chains, 20, 30, each one light, all of them together, you can't move. Now here's the key insight. These chains aren't holding you in place, they're pulling you forward. You can't quit your job, you have payments. You can't take a risk, you have payments. You can't disappear for 6 months to figure out your life, you have payments. The system doesn't need to control you, it just needs you to need it. And you do, every month on schedule. This is why the middle class is perfect. You're reliable, you're motivated, you're trapped, but you don't feel trapped. You feel responsible. Let me break down exactly how this works. There are 5 mechanisms. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. Mechanism 1, predictable income. You have a job, a salary, consistent, reliable money coming in. This is what everyone wants, right? But here's what it actually means. You're valuable because you're predictable. A bank looks at your pay stub and says, "Great, we know exactly how much you make. We know you'll keep working. we can calculate how much we can extract from you. Your steady income isn't freedom, it's collateral. The system doesn't care if you're happy, it cares that you're dependable. And as long as you show up, you are. Mechanism 2. Credit as lifestyle glue. Credit is sold as flexibility, freedom, a tool. But credit does something else. It locks your future to your present. When you finance your life, you're not borrowing money, you're borrowing future labor. That $30,000 car? You just sold 3 years of paychecks. That apartment you can barely afford? You just committed to showing up for work every day for the next 12 months. Credit doesn't give you freedom, it gives you obligations. And obligations make you obedient. If you have no debt, you can walk away. You can say no. You can take a year off and figure things out. But if you have debt, you can't. You're locked in. Mechanism 3. Status inflation. Here's a question. Why do people upgrade? Because they need to, or because everyone else is? You get a raise. Finally, some breathing room. But then you notice your friend bought a nicer car. Your colleague went on an expensive vacation. Your neighbor renovated their kitchen. Suddenly, your car feels old. Your apartment feels small. Your life feels behind. So you upgrade. Not because you need to, because you feel like you should. This is called lifestyle inflation, but really, it's status inflation. The system doesn't just sell you products, it sells you comparison, and comparison is expensive. Mechanism 4. Subscription drain. Let's talk about subscriptions. 10 years ago, you bought things, a movie, a song, a piece of software. Now, you rent access. $10 here, $15 there, $5 for this, $8 for that. Each one is small, ignorable. You forget they exist. But let's add them up. Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Premium, Amazon Prime, cloud storage, gym, meal kit, software tools, that app you used once. $20 becomes $200 every month forever. Here's the trap. Subscriptions don't feel like spending, they feel like existing. You're not buying anything, you're just living your life. But every subscription is a slow leak, small enough to ignore, big enough to matter. And the longer it drips, the less you notice. Mechanism 5. Fear of falling. Now, the final mechanism, the one that holds everything together. Fear. Not dramatic fear, not panic, just this quiet, constant worry. What if I lose my job? What if I can't pay rent? What if I fall behind? This fear keeps you running. It keeps you compliant. It keeps you showing up. Because the middle class isn't just about where you are, it's about where you could fall. You're one bad month away from poor, one missed payment from damaged credit, one layoff from scrambling. You know this. Everyone knows this. And that knowledge keeps you on the treadmill. You're not running towards something. You're running away from falling. The system doesn't need to push you. Fear does that automatically. If the trap is so obvious, why doesn't everyone just leave? Because the cage is comfortable. Let me explain. You could quit your job, move somewhere cheaper, cut your expenses, rebuild your life on your terms. People do it. It's possible. But most people don't. Why? Because leaving means losing things, and humans hate losing things. You'd lose your apartment, your car, your routine, your image, your place in the social structure. You'd have to tell people you're taking a break or figuring things out. And everyone will wonder, did you fail? So you stay, not because you love your life, but because leaving feels worse. There's also this. Your identity is tied to your job. What do you say when someone asks, what do you do? You tell them your job, your title, your company. That's not just information. That's who you are. If you quit, who are you? The system doesn't just trap your money, it traps your identity. And another thing, You're surrounded by people doing the same thing. Your friends have jobs, mortgages, car payments. They're tired too, but they're coping. If you quit, you're the weird one, the irresponsible one, the one who gave up. So you stay, you cope. You tell yourself it's temporary, just a few more years. But here's what happens. A few years become 10, 10 become 20, and one day you realize you spent your entire life being a reliable customer, not a free person. A customer. Here's the truth. This video wasn't really about money. It was about the script, the story you were told, the path you were given, the life you were supposed to want, and the quiet realization that the script wasn't written for your freedom. It was written for your compliance. Now, I'm not saying the system is evil. It's not a villain. It's just a machine. And machines don't care about you. They care about function. Your function is to pay, to show up, to keep the gears turning. And you do, because everyone does. But here's the thing about scripts. They can be rewritten. Not easily, not without cost, but it's possible. In the next video, I'll show you why most people who try to escape fail and what actually works. Because awareness is the first step, but it's not the solution. See you in the next one.